Hello everyone, I'm Paul and today we're solving problem 3047. Find the largest area of square inside two rectangles. This is a medium one and the key to solve this once again is observation. So let's start. We have some amount of rectangles in a 2D plane with edges parallel to the x and y axis. And we are given two 2D integer arrays, bottom left and top right. For each index here, the corresponding element in bottom left is the bottom left corner of the current square, and the element in top right is the top right corner of the current square. So if we are standing here, we are looking at this red square. If the eye pointer is here, we are looking at this square, and if the eye pointer is here, we are looking at this big square. Now we need to find the maximum area of a square that can fit inside the intersecting region of at least two rectangles. And we need to return 0 if that square doesn't exist. So if we're given this, the overlapping section is this. This means that we can take either this square, or this one. We can't take this because this rectangle is not a square. So for any square here, the area is 1 times 1, meaning 1. So the result in this case is 1. The first observation is right here. We are looking for intersections of at least two rectangles. This means that we can look for intersections of two shapes. There's no need to look for intersections of more than two shapes. So what we can do is iterate every possible pair of shapes. Let's say that we have these two shapes. So this is shape number 1, this is shape number 2. How do we check if we have an intersection here? Well, we can check if the left bound of shape number 2, meaning XL2, is smaller than the right bound of shape number 1, meaning XR1, and if the bottom bound of shape number 2, meaning YB2, is smaller than the top bound of shape number 1, meaning YT1, well, in this case, we have this intersection. Now, these shapes are not sorted, so there's no guarantee that this is shape number 1 and this is shape number 2. For example, let's say that this is shape number 2 and this is shape number 1. Here, the left bound of shape number 2 is here, and the right bound of shape number 1 is here. So we are not actually checking for an intersection here. We are missing something. And similarly here, the bottom bound of shape number 2 is here, and the top bound of shape number 1 is here. So we are not actually checking if we have an intersection. Regarding the x-axis, we need to check this, and if the left bound of shape number 1, meaning XL1, is smaller than the right bound of shape number 2, meaning XR2. And regarding the y-axis, we need to check this, and if the bottom band of shape number 1, meaning YB1, is smaller than the top band of shape number 2, meaning YT2. So if this is true and this is true, this means that we found an intersection in every possible scenario. So the next question is, how can we get the largest square in this area? Well, first we can get the coordinates of this. So let's start with left. What's the x value? Remember that this is x, this is y. What's the x value of this left side? Well, we can take the maximum between the left side of this shape and the left side of this shape. How do we get the x value for the right side? Well, we can take the minimum between the right side of this shape and the right side of this shape. How do we get top? This is the y value. This is the top coordinate. So how do we get this? Well, we can take the minimum between these two top values. And how do we get bottom? Well, we can take the maximum between these two bottom values. Now let's say that this is a rectangle. How do we get the largest square in this overlapping section? Well, we can take the minimum between the range of right and left and the range of top and bottom. Let's say that the minimum is down here. So now the largest square that we can build has this as the size of the sides. So let's say that we can build this square and we get the result by multiplying this side with itself. Remember that we get the area of a square by doing side times side. So that's exactly what we need to do here. So we are iterating every pair of shapes, and for each of these we are checking if this is true. If this is true, we find the largest square in the overlapping area and we store the maximum possible result in the result. So this is basically the entire approach, but it's very important that you can visualize this. So with this in mind, now let's go with the code. First, n is the length of bottom left. Remember that bottom left and top right have the exact same length. The result is initially 0, and now we can iterate every pair of rectangles. So for I in range n, for j in range, we start always from I plus 1 to n. Now we can name our variables. So xl1, yv1 is bottom left at I. Regarding top right, we say x right 1, y top 1. This is top right I. Now we need to do the same for j. So here we just use j. This is j, and this is xl2, yv2, xr2, yt2. So now we can check if we have a valid overlapping area. So if regarding the x-axis, xl2 is smaller than xr2 and xl1 is smaller than xr2, and regarding the y-axis, we say yv2 is smaller than yt1 and yv1 is smaller than yt2. This means that we have a valid overlapping area. So now we can get the coordinates for left, right, top, and bottom. So left is the maximum between xl1 and xl2. Right is the minimum between xr1 and xr2. Top is the minimum between y top 1 and y top 2. And bottom is the maximum between yv1 and yv2. And every time result will be the maximum between what we have in the result and the minimum side, which is given by the difference of these coordinates. We take right minus left for one side and top minus bottom for the other one, square. That's how we get the area of a square. We do side times side. And finally, we can return result. So this is the entire code. Now let's submit this. As you can see, this works and it's very efficient. Here time complexity is big O of n squared and space complexity is big O of 1. If you are having a hard time trying to understand this, I recommend you to watch this video again, especially the visual part. So if you found this useful, please drop a like, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.